सबसे खतरनाक होता है हमारे सपनों का मर जाना. This line from a poem by Pash translates to the most dangerous thing is the death of our dreams. In a village in Odisha's Kendrapada district, a young Dalit woman continues to protect her dream, even as society tries to erase it. Every morning, Sarmista Sethi cycles to her Anganwadi center, unlocks the door, cleans the space, arranges the utensils, and waits for children who never come to her. After a few quiet hours, she locks up and cycles back home. This has been her routine for nearly 4 months now. Sarmista is 21 years old, a graduate and the first woman from the Dalit community in her village to secure a government job. In November last year, she was appointed as a helper cum cook at the local Anganwadi, earning 5,000 rupees a month. For her, the job was not just about employment. It meant dignity, visibility, and financial independence. She thought it will bring her respect, but instead it triggered a social boycott. Soon after her appointment, upper caste villagers called her and her father to a meeting and asked why she had applied for the post. They told her that if their children ate food cooked by her, they would face divine punishment. And when she refused to resign, parents stopped sending their children to the Anganwadi. Pregnant women and lactating mothers also stayed away. Only 2 families continued to collect rations. Nearly 60 children were cut off from nutrition and early learning. Not because the Anganwadi failed, but because the cook was a Dalit woman. The Anganwadi worker in charge tried repeatedly to convince the parents and even filed written complaints with officials. Meetings were held and appeals were made, but for months, nothing changed. During this time, Sarmista continued to report to work every single day. She cleaned, waited, and returned home to an empty room. Her family also faced social isolation, showing how caste punishment often extends beyond the individual. And by the way, this is not only about caste discrimination. It is caste reinforced by patriarchy. A Dalit woman entering public employment challenges deeply rooted hierarchies. She becomes visible, economically independent, and part of a state institution that feeds and educates children. In a rigid social order, that visibility is treated as defiance. There is also a painful contradiction. The same families who depend on government welfare denied that welfare to their own children because it was delivered through the labor of a Dalit woman. Prejudice did not just target her, it harmed the very children the Anganwadi exists to protect. Patriarchy sharpens this exclusion in ways that often go unspoken. In many villages, upper caste women are expected to maintain ritual purity inside the home. Yet the same households rely on Dalit women to clean their courtyards, wash utensils, or perform other forms of labor considered polluting. A Dalit woman's body is acceptable when it serves invisible, unpaid, or underpaid work, but it becomes unacceptable the moment she occupies a state role with authority and wages. The boycott of Sarmista's food was not just about caste, it was about disciplining a woman who stepped beyond the boundaries assigned to her. Her assertion of dignity disrupted both caste hierarchy and gender control. Well, after months of intervention by district officials, police, and members of the State Commission for Women, a large meeting was organized. Door-to-door outreach was conducted and a community meal was held where Sarmista herself served food. Only then did villagers agree to send their children back. But the return of attendance cannot erase those months of absence. For nearly 4 months, a young woman fulfilled her duties in an empty center, while society refused to accept her presence. Anganwadis are meant to be spaces of care and inclusion, yet here, the person providing care was treated as untouchable. Until a Dalit woman can cook a meal for children without facing a boycott, the promise of equality remains incomplete. And every morning that Sarmista cycles to that center, she is not just going to work, she is refusing to let her dream die.